Terry Blackburn here. I have a property portfolio worth over £10 million. I've built and sold multiple companies, some in seven-figure deals. I wrote two successful books, one won awards all over the world. All of these awards behind me are national and international awards for some of my companies. Coach people one-on-one, and I run masterminds. Now, if you like what I talk about in this session, if you listen to my podcast, you follow us on Instagram, you follow the YouTube page, if you like what I talk about and I resonate with you and you can relate to me, jump on my website, which is terryblackburnproperty.com. All of the different services that I have is on there. I'd love to work with you and I'd love to help you get to where you want to be, whether that's in property, whether that's in business, whether it's in sales, goal setting, whatever it is that you want to achieve and want to learn. I'm your man. Enjoy the rest of the episode and speak soon.
Hi, and welcome to the Rags to Riches show with myself, Terry Blackburn. So today is about the 8 secrets of sales. This is one of my favorite subjects in the world because it's so under-talked about. It's so actually undervalued by a lot of people. They don't see the importance of sales, when in reality, every single business on this planet involves sales. Every person on this planet is doing some form of selling every single day. Whether you're talking to your partner about what restaurant to go to or what to watch on TV, or you're telling your children that they need to finish the dinner and go to bed, or you're actually selling a product or a service, or you're speaking to somebody about an idea or a concept, or you're persuading someone that, or you're trying to get someone to understand your point of view on any particular topic or subject, that is selling. If you think some football team is going to win the league and you're trying to speak to one of your friends and say that this is why they're going to win the league, and the other person saying, no, I think Man City are going to win the league, but you think, oh no, well, I think Arsenal are going to win the league. You're selling to them why you think Man City should win the league, right? So if you boil that down even further, we are always selling, right? We are always persuading, communicating in such a way to try and get the outcome that we want, whatever that may be. Yeah. So once you understand that sales is that important, it impacts all day, every day, everyone, like you'll take it a bit more serious and understand that, like, if you get this right and you understand the psychology and everything that goes behind sales, everything will change. Everything. You'll feel better, you'll be more confident, you'll get what you want more often, you'll progress in business and property better, your relationships will get better, you're a better friend, a better partner, a better dad, a better parent, a better everything, right? So let's jump in. These are the 8 secrets that the 1% do not want you to know. So these aren't in any order, okay? I couldn't actually choose which one's the number one most important, but let's run with it. So first one. I train some people on sales, right? I train quite a few people on sales, actually. Financial advisors, business owners, coaches and mentors. I train quite a lot of people. That's individuals and businesses, right? And one of the main things they ask me for is to say, right, well, what's the best closing techniques? And what's the best way to handle objections when a client says no, right? Or when somebody says no. But yes, I've got loads of closing techniques that work and different industries and loads of ways to handle objections, right? That's a whole other podcast. But if you actually look at that at a higher level, from a bird's eye view, you can prevent objections and you can almost reduce the need for a closing technique by your sales process, right? So old school sales is you follow a sales process and then you close them. Yeah, you close the deal. Everything from mirroring the person to pushing them into buying and all the mad stuff that they teach back in the day, and forcing them to buy and saying, if you buy today, it's discounted and all that crap. And when people say, I don't want to go ahead, it's then manipulating them to buy, right? That's honestly not needed. If you look at it from a bird's eye view, if you say the right things during that conversation, the close is like, which one do you want to go for? It's that soft because you've said the right things. It's not like, do you want to go ahead? How does that sound, all that nonsense? It's like, which one do you want to go for? Because you've said the right things and you've got them, they're sold by the time you get to the close. And if you say the right things throughout the sales process, by the time you won't even have any objections. It'll be rare that you even get objections because you're going to say the right things throughout the process. Yeah. So I'm going to talk about what to say in the process in a second, but like that needs to be addressed because everyone wants the magic closing technique or the magic or way to handle objections when the client says no. But those are reduced to almost nil if you get the sales process right in the first place. So that's a massive thing that you need to dispel and get rid of, because objections and obviously you're not going to close everybody. It's impossible. Anyone who says they close 100% is a liar. And anyone who says they don't get any objections is a liar as well. You're going to get some, right? But you shouldn't be getting many. You really shouldn't, right? If you say the right things. So that's the first thing that you need to understand. Number two is linked to that, which is your questions throughout the process are everything. They're everything. Because you need to ask the right questions throughout that process to identify certain things, make the client aware of certain things, and you need enough information so you can present the right product, whatever that may be. Yeah? So your questions are literally, it shouldn't just be like you having a chat with the person, no structure, back and forth. You need killer questions. And I help individuals and businesses with this exact thing, is designing questions that meet your sales process, which gets you the outcome that you want. And if you've got the right questions and they're asked in the right order, in the right way, you say them in the right way with your tone and your body language, then you will get the outcome that you want. Yeah, questions are absolutely everything in sales. That's all you are. You're just asking the customer or the person you're dealing with questions to get some information, to identify problems and various other things, and then you're presenting a solution to what you've talked about. But if you don't ask the right questions, you're going to get more objections, you're going to get more resistance, you're going to get people saying to you, I don't want to go ahead, or I want to think about it, or can you email us, can I come back to you? You're going to get all that because you haven't asked the right questions. Yeah, having killer questions that you ask every time to every client is key in every single industry that you're involved in. Yeah, let's give you some examples. So if you're selling coaching packages and you're selling mentoring, yeah, I'm asking questions like, so what made you reach out to me? Then they're going to reinforce why they've reached out, right? And what they're doing there, they're selling to themselves why they want to use me. I'm knocking down some objections there straight away by one question. Then you can say, so what's your desired result? Where do you want to get to? You know, if you're selling property mentorship, for example. So how many properties do you want to buy over the next few years? I want to buy 10. So what level of income would you be making if you bought 10 properties? I'd be making about $4,000 a month. $4,000, that's amazing. That'll be amazing, wouldn't it? If I could help you get there, like if I can get you there quicker, would that be beneficial? Yeah, of course it would. So I'm only going to charge X, but with a view to get you to $4,000 a month. I think it would be crazy not to work to give this a try, wouldn't you? Yeah. But what am I doing there? All I'm doing is asking questions, right? Identifying certain problems and pain points and desires that the client wants. And I'm then planting little seeds, and I'm going to get to how you position the end part of a sales process in a minute. But you get me point. When we were selling life insurance, we were asking questions like, so do you have any life insurance in place at the moment? No. Okay. So what would happen if you were to die? What would happen? Like, how would your wife and kids still live in this property? If you were to die and your income was gone tomorrow, how would your wife then still live in this property? Oh, well, I'm not sure. Okay, so you don't have anything in place if heaven forbid if that happened? No. Okay, so do you know anybody that's escaped death yet? Because as far as I know, it's 1-to-1. Everyone's going to die. No, I don't know anybody that's escaped death either. So we need to do something then, don't we? We can leave this problem with your wife and kids, heaven forbid if something happened, or we can leave it with Aviva, and they can set up some life insurance to make sure if it does happen, that your wife and kids are looked after. Would that be okay? Yeah. Do you want to leave it with your wife and kids, or do you want to leave it with Aviva? Aviva. Okay, so from a couple of pounds a day, that's what we can do. See what I'm doing? I'm just asking. I'm not saying you need life insurance for this reason and that reason, or you need my property mentorship for this reason or that reason. I'm asking questions to identify pain points and desires and using that information to get the outcome that I want. Yeah, questions. And if you get good at this, like, there is no stopping you. If you're selling if you're selling, you can do this for anything, any product or service. Let's say cars, right? It's the first thing that came into my head. So if you walk into a car dealership and you walk in, you speak to the guy who's working there, right? That if that salesman's any good, he should be asking you, right, what is it that you're looking for today? Because if you're looking for a car for your daughter, you don't want a Ferrari. You want something that's safe, right? However, if you've just sold a business, you just won the lottery and you're a young guy, you might want the Ferrari. If you want something that's quite economical in terms of like good miles per gallon and all that nonsense, I don't even look at that type of stuff. I have no clue how it even works. But if you want something that's good on fuel, like there's no good. If you want someone if someone walks into a car dealership and they want something that's good on fuel, you don't want to sell them the V8 muscle car that guzzles petrol that's a 6 litre or whatever, because it's not. So there's no point showing them that car, is there? But the only way you know what the client wants, so what car you can show them, is the questioning. And the best car salesman in the world will have good questions. So you can, whatever it is that you sell, you can find some killer questions and you can ask them every time to get the outcome that you want. Yeah. I could do a whole episode on questions. They are everything. You just need to get good at asking questions, right? So that's point 2. Again, all of these link together, but something that's, I wouldn't say it's equally important as questions, but it's almost as important as questions, is your tonality of your voice, right? Even more important if you're selling on the telephone. But I'll say a few things here, right? And listen to how, or try and think about how you interpret the words, okay? So if I said something to you like this, so, hi, my name's Terry Blackburn and I work for such and such, right? What am I doing there? If you're watching the video on this or you're listening, you can feel my energy and confidence there. I'm absolutely confident that this car is 100% right for you. All I'm using is my tonality there, right? And I'm coming across as very confident, very enthusiastic, right? Opposed to someone who's like, so we've got this car that might be what you're looking for. Monotone. Who are you going to respond to more? And it depends on what you're selling. It depends on loads of factors, how you use your tone, right? But you get that point. So let's say life insurance example. So you use a curious tone, okay? So when we're asking people about, so do you have any life insurance in place? I could just say, so do you have any life insurance in place? No, okay. I could say, so do you have anything that would, pay out a lump sum if you die, or? No, I don't. So you don't have anything? Okay. That, for me, I'm asking the same question, but it's interpreted different. A curious and also surprised tone of voice impacts the client differently there, doesn't it? And I'm saying, what, so you don't have anything in place? All right, okay. That's giving the impression that, what, you don't have something in place? Why not? So then I'm planting a seed in the client's mind that you need life insurance and you don't have anything. Why not? Are you crazy? And I'm just using my tone, right? The coaching example, you're selling property coaching and you say, right, so where do you want to get to within property then? What's your dream goal? That's an enthusiastic sort of tone, isn't it? So where do you want to get to? I want to get to 10 properties. 10 properties? Oh, wow. What would that be like if you got 10 properties? $5,000 a month. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? I'm excited. I'm enthusiastic. And if you're looking for a coach or a mentor, you want someone who's got a bit of personality and is full of energy and has got that, right? You don't want to be dealing with, so how many properties do you want? You want 5, okay. So what would that make? All right, okay. Who would you rather deal with? In the coaching space, you need to be selling them on where they want to get to, the desired result. And then you can drop it back down. So you say, right, so you want to get to 10 properties, fantastic. So where are you up to now? How many properties do you have now then? Curious tone. Oh, well, I don't have any property. Well, you don't have any. All right, okay. That's a little bit of a concerned type of, okay. Making them feel like, fucking hell, I need to be doing something here. So I don't work with everybody, but if I could help you get to where you want to be in a much quicker time frame than by doing it yourself, reducing mistakes and increasing profit per deal, would that be something you'd be interested in? And all I'm doing there is my tone, right? And I could say those same words loads of different ways, but my tone is what impacts the person, right? Like, this is legit. If you get this right and you know how to use your tone, you impact people so much better. I'm doing it there and I can't even help it because I'm so used to doing it. And I said, so much better. I'm emphasizing on the words, aren't I? And that hits you different. You might be watching this, you might be listening to this, but the way I say things impacts you, right? That's why this podcast does really well. I think it's because I'm good with my voice. But in sales, whether you're persuading your kids to go to bed, you're persuading your partner to watch this Netflix show, you're persuading someone to buy your product or service, questions, tone of voice are hugely important. Hugely. Let's look at some other things. So the way you identify pain points and pleasure points with the customer really matters, okay? So you use questioning, you use tonality to do this, of course, but some people just they're not even aware of this, right? The two main reasons why anybody will do anything is either moving away from pain or towards pleasure, okay? That's what will motivate anybody to do anything in every scenario. Moving away from pain is generally more powerful than towards pleasure, but everybody's different, right? So the coaching example again in property. So the pain is, so where are you now? Okay, so you've only got one property and you want 10. So, and do you have the money to buy 10? No. Okay, so I need to help you raise money then, don't I? Because you're not going to really get there without raising money, are you? No, I'm not. So what I'm doing I'm identifying a pain point. Yeah, because they're unhappy with where they are. That's why they want coaching mentored. So we're identifying why they're unhappy. And then we're going to present a solution, which is the next point, which I won't skip to it. But you've got to identify pain points and pleasure points. So the pleasure point could be, well, I could help you get to that 10 property mark quicker because you can learn from my mistakes and not learn from your own. And I can help you identify what deals are good and what deals are not, and where you should be investing to get the best return on your investment, the best return on your capital, best return on your money. And I can help you do it at pace because I can train you on things that you maybe don't know now. I can help you avoid mistakes. I can keep you accountable and I can advise you along the way. So if you do it by yourself, you're not going to have anyone to lean on. But if you do it with me, I can help you skip those reps. I can help you fast track it. See what I'm doing there? I'm identifying the pain, but I'm also presenting a bit of a solution and a pleasure point of getting there quicker. And that's ultimately going to motivate someone to do something. Yeah, regardless of what you're selling, you can do exactly the same thing. So identifying the pain and identifying the pleasure points is key. Really, really powerful. And ultimately, point, what we're up to, I think that's 5, I think. You're going to offer a solution towards the end of the sales process to the problem that you've already identified. It's no good just identifying problems and making the client and the prospect dwell on the problem, because then they're just going to be in a bad place and like, shit, I don't know what to do. So you identify the problem, but then you come up with a solution and you tailor your product around solving that problem. It's the solution. So this is where you are right now. You've tried other things to get to where you want to be and it hasn't worked. You're not happy with your progress. You're not happy with how long it's taken. My solution is going to get you to where you want to be quick, and it's going to get you to there safely and in the best way possible. You're offering a solution, whether it's life insurance, a coaching package, a mentoring package, a course, a mastermind, or whatever. It's going to get you to where you want to be. Yeah? You've got to offer solutions to the problems that you've identified. Okay? So, number six, I think. Listen back and there's 8 points. Now, if you offer one solution, okay? If you've identified enough pain points, you've used good questions, tonality, a lot of the time this still works. But in my opinion, a lot of the time you need a 2-option clause. So you're not just saying, well, this is my solution. do you want to go ahead? Because what happens if the client can't afford that solution? What happens if timing's not right? What happens if they can't commit enough time out? There's various factors, right? So by offering one solution, you'll still close if you do the process right, but you'll close more if you have two. So this is option one, Mr. Customer, and this is what it can do for you. And these are the solutions to the problems that you've got, all of that. Or alternatively, if you can't afford that, or this doesn't meet your needs right now, I have this option. And that could be a gold and a platinum option. It could be the upsell, or it could be a downsell as well. But my point is you need two options, because the client is then just picking one, right? The client's not saying, yes, I want to go ahead, or no, I don't. It's a which one looks best to you, which one sounds best to you, which one do you want to go for? Yeah, you're offering two options, and you'll close more by offering two options than you will with one. Okay, that happens in any sales process, in any industry, in any business type. Two options work better than one. Okay, sometimes when you're selling in person, three options work because you give bronze, silver, gold, and they generally go in the middle. When you're doing it over the phone, you know, there's a great phrase that a confused mind doesn't buy anything. If you make it too complicated and too many options, they won't buy. So two, I would say, is the magic number. Sometimes three, depending on your industry. And it's got to be in person if you want to do a three, because I'll generally draw the options on a bit of paper and show them it. Two options works. Number 7 is, like, I've heard this phrase loads and it really annoys me. People say you need the gift of the gab to be good at sales. That is absolute nonsense, right? It's nonsense. You know, those people that are dead brash, like those type people done well in sales in the 70s and 80s, but like not now, not in 2024 and beyond. Customers are different. They're more savvy. They can Google stuff. They can go online. There's a claiming culture. People can get refunds, all of that stuff. Like them pushy salespeople, those gift of the gab type wheeler dealers, that's not a salesperson. Not anymore anyway. Like, you don't need to be like that. So if you want to get into sales, or you're in sales and people are telling you that you need to be more outgoing and you need to be more this, more that, you absolutely do not. That is bollocks. You just need to be a nice person. You need to be good with your tone of voice, and you need to ask the right questions and get good at understanding how people work. And if you get that right, like, you will nail sales and you will make a load of money in any industry. It just needs to be said that, because I still hear people saying it online. You need to get, I've got the gift of the gab. I can sell ice to Eskimos. I can sell, what else do they say? Stupid stuff. Like, it's just nonsense. You do not need to be like that. Like, I got into sales when I was 19 years old, and I was outgoing, don't get us wrong, but I wasn't gift of the gab type person. Like, at that age, I just wasn't. You really don't need to be. You just need to be a people person. But these 8 secrets will definitely help you sell more of your product or service if you implement them all. And the last one is a phrase that I've coined, which is like, listen, trust, buy. So once you understand this framework of how to be good at sales, like, your income will jump up for sure. So like, listen, trust, buy has to happen in that order. So in order to get someone to buy, which is the end result, they need to like you first. And then when they start to like you, they'll start to listen to you. And when they start to listen to you, you ask the right questions in the right way with the right tonality, and you find the pain points and pleasure points. And you add a little bit of credibility in there as well, by telling them a little bit about you and how you can help and why you're credible to tell them things, and why you're credible to advise them. Because once they like you enough, they'll start to listen to you. And once they listen to you, if you say the right things, they're going to start to trust you. And then, and only then, will they buy. They're not going to buy if you just because they like you. And if they don't trust you, if they haven't listened to what you say and they don't trust you, they're not going to buy. Right? The starting point is like, but let's say if someone listens to you, but they don't like you and they don't trust you, they're not going to buy. And someone's not going to trust you unless they like you. And they can't trust you unless they like you and they've listened to you. So how does that work? It's got to happen in that order. Like, listen, trust, buy. Get that right. I could do a whole I could do a day's course on that, to be quite honest. Making yourself likable is a massive subject. Eye contact, body language, saying the right things, smiling, making people listen to you, speaking with authority, with credibility, with assertiveness, using your tone to impact them, and making someone trust you is a big subject. But just as a flavour for it, it's like, listen, trust, buy. Make them like you first, say the right things when they're listening to you, and then they'll sort of trust you. And once you've got that trust, that buy-in, you then present the solution and the product, they will buy, or they'll invest with you, or they'll do whatever, right? It's got to happen in that order. So those are my 8 secrets for sales that the top 1% of salespeople do not tell you. People aren't talking about a lot of these because they probably don't want you to know all of this type stuff, because they know once you nail it, like, the world's your oyster then. Once you get this nailed, the world is your oyster. It really is, in every aspect. Personal life, business, property, sales, whatever you're involved in, it impacts it positively. So hope you've enjoyed that. Just before I jump off, I'm getting a lot of inquiries for this at the moment, so I'm going to start to ramp it up and do it on a bit of a bigger scale. So I've had financial advisors, I've had coaches and mentors, I've had some really different industries. I've had construction, I've had an architect, I've had a risk assessor, I've had a company that do sell energy products, really varied. But I'm getting quite a lot of people inquire to me about sales training. So I have done this a long time and I've trained hundreds of people, and a lot of these people are wanting to boost their revenue in their companies, and the individuals just want to earn more money by improving their sales skills. I am offering this on a one-to-one basis, and I'm offering this in a team environment where I'm training people's sales teams, looking at people's scripts and sales processes and getting to understand their business, and then giving them advice on how to grow it via sales. So if that's something you're interested in, you want to learn how to negotiate, persuade, sell better, whether that's you personally or you have a team of people, you want to sell more of your product or service, you maybe already doing a load of sales and you just want to jump it to that next level, then drop us a message on Instagram. It's Terry_Blackburn_property. Reach out to any of my socials. Happy to have a chat with you. We'll jump on a Zoom. I'll need to find out more about you and your setup first before I tell you if I can help you. But we'll do that first. And I'd love to get involved and help you grow your sales business and your business through sales. It's one of my passions, and it's something I'm really going to dive into quite heavily, because as far as I can see, there's not many people offering this as a service. So if that's something you're interested in, let us know. I'd love to have a chat with you and help you grow your business via sales. So remember, with what you've just learned, don't just take notes, take action. Have a fantastic day, whatever you're doing, and I'll hopefully speak to some of you soon. Take care.